Boop, boop. Oh, yes, we are. Perfect. All right. Hello, UNI Panther fans. Welcome to Rocket League. This has definitely had some ups and downs with its highlights and lowlights. You can see as the seasons change, things change and shift and keep moving forward. So with fall in full swing, can UNI finish off a roller coaster of a semester? Can TJ, the senior, capitalize on his last fall bout? And will Jose rise to the occasion as the offensive juggernaut, supported strongly by the glue of it all, bikes? One more lap around this fall season pitch. Hello, UNI Panther fans and Rocket League fans alike. Welcome to the final week of PCL East B Division regular season, where your 2-4 University of Northern Iowa Panthers from Cedar Falls, Iowa, will play in a best-of-5 in the 4-1 Robert Morris University Colonials from Moon Township, Pennsylvania. Igneous is in production. My name is Hunter, and thank you for joining us late on your Wednesday night as part of this wonderful triple header that we have going on for you today. Of course, the action that you have missed was only just a little bit. Omni Power able to go ahead and get the score for the Colonials. Of course, the Colonials will have Lomac, Y Sundays, and Omni Power. Of course, Omni Power getting that goal. And UNI will have TJ, Bikes, and Jose. We are currently tied 1-1 in game one in this best of 5. Really looking for UNI to kind of capitalize and be some spoilers against this Robert Morris team, who is currently sitting on the second seed spot, would probably be the third seed going into playoffs. However, if UNI can go ahead and get this win, that would send them down even further into the rankings. So hopefully UNI can go ahead and continue to play upset. But right there, Y Sunday able to go ahead and nose it into the corner as Lomac can go ahead and get the assist there. Just setting him up, kind of setting it right on a tee, and a really good play there by the Colonials. And here we go now with a clean kickoff. Lomac defers it. Y Sunday tries to set up the double back. TJ able to go ahead and intercept. Misses the pinch out on the wall and just left of the goal for the Colonials. RMU looking to get something going again here back on offense. UNI gonna go ahead and get it defended. TJ over to Lomac. Pinch out for Y Sundays is stolen away by Jose. We'll go ahead, work the right-hand side. Makes one defender miss, almost gets it lazily in on the left-hand side. Awkward 50, gonna be in favor of UNI and the Panthers. Omni Power. I'll go ahead and set it up for Lomac. That's gonna be chopped away by Jose. Pinch down for TJ, who is in a different vehicle. Really interesting to see is Jose trying to set up the double back, but right there, the defender for the Colonials. And with 1:15 left to play, UNI down by a score, looking to get something going here on offense. Right-hand side for Lomac is able to go ahead and roll in, got the friendly bounce. And the Lomac able to go ahead and push this advantage to 2. 3-1 for the Colonials. RMU looking pretty strong. Why they're the second seed of East B. Kickoff's clean. TJ trying to get some flip reset going here. Makes one defender miss, and Lomac able to save it at the last moment. Really nice play there by RMU. Vice. TJ, double back. No follow-up from UNI. Jose trying to keep the offensive pressure going, but Omni Power able to go ahead. Take it across the timeline. Bikes to intercept. TJ with the demo. But Lomac able to go ahead and get this one cleared out. Flip reset for the freshman. Makes one defender miss. And I just love the mechanics of this Cybertruck that Jose has really great play as UNI trying to come down from a 2-score deficit. Womack with the long shot. TJ able to go ahead and get that one saved. And Bikes trying to set up here. But Y Sundays has to use all his boosts, and as time winds down, UNI is going to go ahead and fall early. 3-1 in game 1. So UNI definitely trying to come back, bounce back, and just kind of finish on a strong win. For those really interested, 1 p.m. on Saturday, we will have the round robin, qualifiers come to full fruition, and the top 8 for the Cup, Northern Iowa Cup to be exact, going to be streamed here live on the main channel. So really looking forward to either see you there in person or virtually on the main channel. And already to start off, the Colonials getting each a goal. So really good rotation so far out from the Colonials. Of course, UNI looking to kind of get something going on offense. Hopefully get something going here. And it's TJ. Clean kickoff. Game 2. Gonna go ahead. Doesn't have enough boost. And Lomac trying to squeeze it in. Left-hand side. Can't get it there. Y Sundays with full set of boost. Tries to work it left to right. TJ to intercept. Passes the Jose. Jose only has one defender, but Lomac able to go ahead and get the save. There's really good rotations coming out as Bikes able to be the third man back, credited with that save, and that's kind of what I expect to see here from the Panthers. Of course, the biggest thing that they really capitalize on is the mistakes of the other team. And of course, so far we have yet to see any mistakes as Omnipower from the ceiling tries to squeeze it in. Right-hand side can't as TJ gets the demos on Lomac. So really looking forward to see these demos come out from UNI. And again, as Bikes makes one defender miss, makes the second one miss. Jose able to follow it up, tries to squeeze it in. Left-hand side can't quite get the angle, and no follow-up there by the Panthers as they were kind of caught out of rotation. Bikes able to get the demo on Lomac. I believe that's 3 or 4 demos so far for the Panthers. As Omnipower makes one defender miss, makes Bikes miss, and he tries to float it in off the top of the crossbar, and then that's an own goal situation that TJ wishes that he had back. Of course, just like game 1, Omnipower starting the scoring for the Colonials. Also, Panther fans, while we have a moment, do exclamation point merch. If you want to support Panther Esports with the holidays coming up, you can go ahead and support Panther Esports and get a gift for a gamer in your life. Kickoff's clean. Jose try to get it center of the pitch, but Y Sunday just right there off the top of the crossbar. TJ applying that pressure. Working the left-hand side. He'll go ahead, rotate out and around. There's the Lomac. Jose, though, going to get slide tackled out of the way as in comes screaming Y Sundays, trying to up the tempo on offense. However, that one's going to be cleared out by a UNI defender. TJ setting up Jose, and just like that, senior to freshman, able to go ahead and get this one in. UNI ties it 1-1 with 3:30 left to play in game 1. Really nice job by TJ to Jose, and that's exactly what UNI is looking for. The selfless kind of pass plays that they can set up. Of course, what the statistics say here is that UNI doesn't necessarily like taking a lot of space in the offense. However, when they have a timed play, when they have a nice pass kind of set up, it pays dividends as there is a double commit there for UNI, but a deep shot off the top of the crossbar. TJ to follow up, but with no boost. And that is unfortunate for UNI as Y Sundays will go ahead and get the score. He'll go ahead, take that one coast to coast. And a nice little bump assist by Omnipower. So UNI down a score with 2:36 left to play in game 2. Robert Morris with the series advantage at 1. EJ trying to get the quick answer. Y Sunday able to go ahead, get that one saved and bump out of the way. course, you and I really looking forward to some offensive pressure, something that they're really good at, and look to see more time of possession. In the games that they have won, UNI does have over 50% pressure and possession. So really look for that to be a key contributor here today. Bikes taking it over left to right, gets boosted, stolen away, has to rotate out and around for Jase. He misses 50. Tries to pitch it in the left-hand side, but no follow-up for the Colonials. RMU back on the defense. However, that one's going to be cleared out by Y Sundays. And UNI going to see if they can get something going here. Down a goal. 1:35 left to play. Shot is good for Lomac. And just a really good setup play on the right-hand side. Of course, Y Sunday had TJ right there. Missed opportunity for the 50. Kind of was expecting one move, got the other. And Lomac able to follow up with UNI out of rotation. I'll say, able to go ahead, get a clean kickoff. Can't follow up his own shot. And Lomac going to try and barrel it in center of pitch, but a couple of UNI defenders right there. Jase going to be the third man back. That's the one thing that I've noticed that UNI struggles with is this shot's on goal for Omni Power was almost free, but TJ able to go ahead, get that one saved away. And, you know, Jase being the third man back, not really his specialty with 1 minute left to play. Normally the games that UNI does lose because Jase's on that back third. That's not something we see here as Jase able to go ahead and push the deficit down to 1 as, again, TJ to Jase able to go ahead and get this one in. Just a really nice kind of win the 50, score the goal. With 50 seconds left, UNI has come back with less time. Initial kickoff is clean for Lomac. TJ able to go ahead, get this one into the right-hand side. Tries to bump it down. Jase with a shot and the goal to tie it. It took less than 10 seconds off the initial kickoff to go ahead and get that one in, and UNI ties it. This is the chemistry and what we exactly need to see from the Panthers. 3-3 with 41 seconds left to play. UNI back on offense. Clean kickoff. Jase sets up the right-hand side, gets bumped out of the way by Y Sunday. He'll work it right to left over to Bikes. He'll go ahead and throw with 30 seconds left. Awkward 50. Ball's going to be on RMU's side of the pitch, but TJ able to steal some boost. Defers to Bikes. Jase tries to pinch it in. Follow-up is no good, but bump from Jase, able to go ahead, get that one saved for Lomac. Really good setup play there for UNI. Unfortunately, could not capitalize. And we might be going into some overtime Rocket League as the ball is still kind of up in the air. And just like that, as it rolls in, we're heading into overtime in game 2. We're tied 3-3. Initial kickoff is going to be clean. UNI gets demoed. Bikes goes down to Omni Power. And this is something that UNI needs. Shot able to be defended by Lomac. Just tried to split the two defenders right there. Here comes UNI. Jase misses the pass from Bikes. Omni Power able to steal it away. TJ tries to do some aerials. Lomac go ahead, try to pinch it in. Corner shot's no good for Y Sunday, and a missed opportunity there for RMU. Jase works it in right-hand side. Follow-up is missed as a deep shot. Big save by Y Sundays. And again, UNI just has the right idea. Just not getting any of them to fall down. 48 seconds plus in overtime in game 2. UNI looking to try to equalize the series. Jase off the ceiling. Doesn't get that one to follow up. Doesn't get the full boost either. Y Sunday with full set of boost trying to pass it. Demo, shot, and goal for Y Sunday. Self-sacrificial goal there as Jase, third man back, just wasn't quite ready for it. Thought Bikes was going to get there. Couldn't. And, of course, Omni Power able to go ahead and get that one in, forcing the series now 2-0 in favor of RMU. And again, just with these pass plays, each player on RMU able to go ahead and get a goal. Of course, again, like I was kind of saying earlier, the third man back position is not kind to Jase. So if we get more of kind of plays where Jase is more on that front side, of course, normally what we also see is TJ able to go ahead and split the time 50-50. So if he can go ahead and get that offensive pressure, kind of be the wingman for Jase, get those setup plays, maybe you and I can get something to fall here. But win situation now for Robert Morris here as they are looking to head strong into the playoffs. You and I just trying to end on a high note and play spoiler. Here we go, game 3. Of course, the initial kickoff was clean, and you and I gonna play some defense here. Bike's able to go ahead, get this defended. And just like that, off the side of the bar, really close. As Womack will go ahead and do some aerials. Stepping up on the right-hand side, Jase. TJ able to go ahead and get this one saved. Jase trying to get this one sent out in the way. And a nice little last-ditch effort 50 sets up a double back. 4Y Sunday misses the shot. And a missed opportunity there, but Jase able to go ahead, keep this one alive again. And Jase being the third man back, at least in the moment, really good series for you and I. Waterfall this time as Bikes tries to get it right-hand side. Jase has to rotate out, back, and around, and Womack will go ahead and get the clear. Jase clearing it out. Over to TJ. Awkward pinch by Omnipower. And TJ trying to steal this one away. Doesn't have a big set of boosts to kind of get that speed and that angle. And Jase in the left-hand corner. Omnipower. TJ, though, able to go ahead and get the save. And off the top of the crossbar, too strong for the Colonials. And a nice demo coming out for Lomac. Bikes. Tries to get that one saved. Missed opportunity again for RMU. Colonials kind of not looking the greatest offensively, cohesively. A couple missed time shots. Something that you kind of want back if you are RMU. But again, Robert Moore is sitting kind of pretty. You can give up a game if you really want to, but you don't want you and I to force that reverse sweep. Jase off the top of the crossbar on the double back. Can't quite get it to go down. We are still scoreless. Oh, I was afraid to cast her first back. With 2:35 left to play. Lomack with the shot. It's no good. Center of the pitch kind of looking over that goal of you and I. That's just a really scary situation. But here come the Panthers now on offense. Lomack able to go ahead, slide tackle a couple out of the way. Jase, not enough boost. Go ahead, try and take it across the other timeline. Bump, Lomack, save. Double back for Bikes is no good. TJ trying to follow it up, and he had a full head of steam, but he's just going to pinch it out. Could be an opportunity here for the Panthers. One defender missed. Lomack, though, able to be there, be the third man back, able to get this save. And a huge opportunity here for RMU as they try to rotate out and around. Bikes doesn't have boost. Gets awkward 50. Tries to set it up for Jase. You and I needs to communicate and get one of their plays going. And maybe this is the spark they need. Jase gets the demo on Omnipower. And Jase able to go ahead and get another one on you and I. 1:25 left to play with the shot, and Jase, the freshman again, able to go ahead and get the spark on offense. Able to get this one in. Nice little assist by Bike, setting up the waterfall, left-hand side. Maybe we'll score it on the right for you and I. You and I looking to maintain. Now just you've got to settle into your offense. You are able to relax as Jase off the initial kickoff, able to go ahead and score this one in. You and I looking pretty strong here in game 3. All right, 1:17 left to play. You and I up by a pair. Initial kickoff is going to be in favor of you and I, but Bikes trying to nose it in, can't quite get there. And why Sunday's able to go ahead and get that one saved. Bikes, flips, resets. Why Sunday's steal it away. The Cats looking pretty strong here in game 3. With 1 minute left to play, Robert Morris could still get this Colonial offense to spark in no time flat. Lomac, almost with the full set of boosts, tries to set it in. Double back is no good. Jase almost there with the hat trick. And 38 seconds, able to go ahead. And you and I just settle in to your offense. Awkward 50. 30 seconds left to play. Jase with the shot, able to go ahead and get the hat trick. Way to go, you and I. Jase able to pick up 3 this time. It's going to be a solo shot from the left-hand side, just applying that pressure. And this is exactly the formula of success for the Panthers. Get Jase on the offensive side of the pitch. Go ahead, either get TJ or Bikes, be the assist, kind of draw the attention away. Just like that, you and I up by 3. And again, Robert Morris, who would really like to not get skunked in this situation, but then again, you are also up 2 in the series, so you could go ahead and give this game, kind of reset the mentals, get back into it, and maybe in game 4 come back with the victory. The ball's going to go ahead and be jostled around, and while it finally gets nose down, we'll go ahead and ask for your Panther fans to go ahead, do ! donate. You and I is trying to get $10,000 for a set of PCs so they can go ahead and expand the capacity of the gaming lounge. Of course, more teams and more participation means the need for more PCs. And of course, for every dollar you donate, I believe the UNI Alumni Foundation or the foundation will go ahead and match that. So $1 is actually $2. So just ! donate, and you could help UNI expand their capacity in the gaming lounge. And with this, UNI trying to come back in this series. Going to go ahead and cut into that deficit. Of course, RMU leading it 2-1, in this series, as the kickoff was pretty clean on the tower, able to go ahead and get that save. And the biggest thing is Bikes being the 3rd man back there. Really important key to all of this. The glue, like we said in the intro, of course, but Jase, we don't want to be the 3rd man back here, even though he's going to be credited with the save. And why Sunday coming out of nowhere, able to go ahead and get this one scored. First 31 seconds as TJ was kind of setting that up for Jase, tried to get his own shot back and just missed the opportunity, and TJ was just not ready for it. So RMU will go ahead, go up by a score. 31 seconds already done in the way in game 4, and UNI trying to set the reverse sweep. Jase trying to get the offensive pressure going here. Has to bump out of his own bounce out of the way. Why Sunday's going to go ahead and steal some blue boost away from the Panthers, as here comes the offense now for the Colonials. Lomac sets up his own little double back kind of situation. Awkward 50. TJ will go ahead, have to rotate out and around, set it up for Bikes. No follow-up for UNI. Of course, didn't have enough boost for aerials, but Jase trying to wait for his moment, tries to set it up mid-pitch, noses it in, tries to flip reset, has 2 defenders there, and Bikes, who is trying to set up the hammer through their center of the pitch, just couldn't quite get it done. And now UNI with the missed opportunities on offense. Lomac sit across the timeline. Jase, though, able to go ahead and get it cleared, and Jase able to go ahead and get this one scored. UNI able to tie it with 3:25 left to play in game 4. Able to go ahead and get his own pass, and why Sunday on the power just not ready for it. Great job by Jase. By Sunday, we'll go ahead, try and get something going here. Clean kickoff for Colonials. Shot answered is defended. Bike's able to go ahead and nudge it in. And Jase, TJ, trying to get something going here as the ball is just going to lazily go in center of the pitch. Just had to hold your breath there for a moment. Now off to the races. Jase tries to set his own double back. Right-hand side, no can do. That one's going to be cleared out by OmniPower. TJ is going to go ahead and work it right to left. And holy supersonic speed for the Cats. As that 50 was able to go ahead and get it saved, even though it wasn't credited as a save. It definitely was. You and I back on the defense. Get this one rotated around, makes one defender miss. Log shots, oh no good, as OmniPower was just there to able to get it saved. And you and I trying to get something going here. Again, we just love the chemistry from this team. Of course, obviously, I think one of the more cohesive, non-selfish teams that I've seen in the past. As this double back set up and a missed opportunity there for Robert Morris and the Colonials with 2 minutes left to play, trying to finish their season on a high note. Of course, you and I trying to play spoilers here, unfortunately, will not make the playoffs, but they do have more Rocket League to play this semester on Saturday at their LAN tournament that they are hosting. TJ, double back, missed opportunity, and Bikes with enough boost will try and make Lomac miss. Oh, nice little move there from Bikes. Able to go ahead and make one defender miss. Tries to pass it in. Double back. It's no good as Jase tries to nose it in. No can do. We're off to a foot race, though. Bikes, though. Third man back. The glue. Able to go ahead, get this one saved. And TJ going to go ahead, try and get this one cleared, but can't. And Bikes will be the one to clear. Maybe Bikes can go ahead and get something going here on offense. Less than a minute to play now, and you and I, again, just trying to pick up the tempo, and that's exactly what they need. Y Sunday, slide tackled out of the way, Lomac able to pick up the ball. Over to Y Sunday. Jase able to go ahead and get this one cleared. We don't want to see an overtime situation, as you and I typically has not been able to come back from those situations just because of nerves, and they still have a little bit of kind of cohesion and rotation issues that you don't want to see in a high-pressure scenario. So with less than 30 seconds to play, a couple shots on goal from both teams. No good as Jase. Follow-up from TJ is good, and with 20 seconds left to play, you and I able to go ahead and nose it by a goal. Really good setup here. TJ, right-hand side. A thing of beauty, able to go ahead, keep a couple RMU members just on that right-hand side. Didn't quite be prepared for that react. And TJ with the dagger off the initial kickoff. And you and I looking to push it to a game 5. Really nice job here, TJ, the senior. Final game of the semester. Able to go ahead and come up big in clutch moments. Hopefully he can clutch it up in game 5. Would not expect RMU to come back from this, of course, and you and I is doing everything that they need to do statistically. Jase able to go ahead and get a majority of his time on the offensive side of the pitch, as this footer almost goes in. It looks like it's a little own goal situation. Set up there, of course, the TJ kind of bump it in, and yeah, right there. Y Sunday gonna own goal it. So go ahead, give it to the senior. Why not? As we will look for a game 5 situation. You and I trying to play spoiler here against a very dominant RMU team. Of course, their only loss is to the 6-1 University of Cincinnati Bearcats White, and they pushed it to a game 5 scenario. So big shout out from you and I. Of course, they started out, losing to Maryland and the Bearcats in both 3-1 situations. So huge improvement from this you and I Rocket League team. And here we go, game 5 for all the marbles for the fall semester. Off the initial kickoff, TJ trying to set it up for himself, and he does. 6 seconds into game 5, and you and I scored. All thanks to the senior. TJ, left-hand side, makes 2 defenders miss. Absolute thing of beauty. And why Sundays and this Colonial team gonna have to go back to the drawing board early in Game 5, trying to play some spoiler. Bikes able to go ahead, set it up. 2 defenders right there, 50 for RMU. Here come the Cats. Jase setting up Bikes, left-hand side, has 1 defender. No thank you, sir. Bikes able to go ahead and get this one scored. And UNI sitting pretty with 2 goals. And not even 30 seconds gunning away in Game 5. Really great job by this UNI team. Able to go ahead and keep the offensive pressure going and the tempo going. Initial kickoff going to be for RMU. Lomac trying to nose it in left-hand side. Just missed it by a hair. And Jase able to go ahead and get this one saved. Bikes able to go ahead and steal some boost from Omni Power. TJ's going to go ahead and try to take it across the timeline. However, Lomac's right there. Pinch out. Left-hand side. Why Sundays is going to be demoed. Of course, that played pretty heavy for UNI early on in this series. Of course, kind of somewhat mattered in the momentum shift that we noticed in this series is getting those demolitions. So great job for UNI to kind of continue that as part of their playbook. You know, you want to get a good timed demolition to kind of interrupt that rotation. As the shot is good for Jase. Able to go ahead and get this one in, and UNI looking pretty good in Game 5. Jase, right-hand side. Just able to get the lucky bounce off the top of the crossbar. Or I guess at the bottom of the crossbar. 50. Set up good for UNI. Bikes races for the boost. Unfortunately, can't quite get it. And here comes Lomac and the Colonial. Lomac going to go ahead, get demoed by Jase. So again, another well-timed demo from UNI as that kind of took the offensive pressure out of the sails of RMU, and Jase going from his own little corner. Nice little 50 off the ceiling, and Lomac in own goal situation. Of course, he kind of wanted to get the angle there. I wouldn't have thought, or I would probably assume that as that ball's trajectory was going to go into the net, UNI leads it up 4-0 in Game 5. Really big moment for these Cats, especially with that momentum and knowing this going into the LAN tournament on Saturday. You got to be feeling good. Of course, that situation is where you're going to be playing against Northern Illinois University, coming out of the pool play there. Really good opponent. Really looking forward to what they can do on this LAN tournament. That's going to be streamed here on the main channel starting at 1 p.m. on Saturday. So either show up, of course it's free to attend, as again, the missed shot, big save by Bikes, and we might see another skunk situation for RMU, who's relatively been dominant in the regular season. Of course, they are essentially guaranteed a playoff spot, sitting pretty clean with a 4-2 situation here. Of course, they could shift down into the 5th spot. Of course, there is currently 3 teams tied for 2nd place. So I guess in theory, the loser of the head-to-head in that final kind of position, of course, the Terps and Howard University, trying to play in for a position. And why Sunday able to go ahead and get this one scored in. So really good job to kind of end on a high note, as UNI, with 2 minutes left to play, currently leads at 4-1 in Game 5. So I guess, could there be a situation? No, because Howard UNI was able to go ahead and get the tiebreaker win against that situation there. Of course, against Maryland, they did get the forfeit loss, so I guess they would lose out on that. So RMU kind of playing for a 3rd, 4th seed situation, as TJ, the senior, able to go ahead and nose it in. And just a really good job by this UNI team, kind of coming in clutch here, able to go ahead, get the reverse sweep, and feel good as they look for the LAN tournament here. Of course, the interesting thing to know in this playoffs situation is the University of Central Florida Knights. They're 7-0. They're currently undefeated. And most likely guaranteed that first seed going into PCL playoffs. So really looking forward to what the Knights can do. And of course what RMU can do going into the playoffs as UNI looks for the LAN. And the current situation here, Lomac passing to Omni Power. He's going to go ahead and take it across the timeline and get the demo on Jose. So with less than a minute to play, UNI still up by 4 as Lomac will try to flip reset, set up the double back, but Mike's able to go ahead and save this one away. And UNI looking pretty strong here as that one just goes off the crossbar. And with 40 seconds left to play, UNI doing what they need to do. Of course, Jose, I feel like, was more on the offensive side of the glass. Omni Power able to go ahead and get this one scored. Okay, UNI, don't be too relaxed in this Game 5 situation. Of course, with 31 seconds left, you basically got to get 10 seconds a goal, and I feel like RMU can just turn it on just like that. So Y Sundays with the initial kickoff. Jose able to go ahead and get the demo on Lomac. Y Power, oh my goodness, here it goes. Omni Power with 6 seconds in, able to go ahead and get the score, and UNI only up by a pair. So UNI, let's start settling in on our offense here and get bikes on the third man back. Initial kickoff is going to be clean. Y Sunday going to go ahead, start the offensive pressure going for the Colonials. Lomac setting it over. Tries to nose it in. Bikes. 10 seconds left. UNI sitting pretty good here. Potentially for a victory as this one's going to get nosed up onto the ceiling. And maybe one more goal. Get it close. Nope. The ball will go down and UNI will go ahead and get the reverse sweep W. Eaton W's late on a Wednesday night. Really great job from the Panthers to come back from that reverse sweep situation against a very strong Robert Morris University team. They being Robert Morris is going to go down 4-3. More than likely guaranteed at least a 4th place spot going into ranked playoffs for ranked 2 East Division. And we'll see if we can go ahead and get a interview in. Let's see if we will get an interview. Well, in other news, again, like I mentioned, Saturday at 1 p.m., we will hear on the mainstream have the Northern Iowa Cup, a top 8 kind of play for kind of some of the best teams in the state of Iowa and in Illinois as well. Of course, there is 2 teams from Northern Illinois, it looks like, that's going to be there, and a couple teams that are just kind of just random. It's going to be the Monkey Men, Lulu, Northern Illinois University, of course, your UNI Purple team. It's going to be St. Ambrose University, Iowa Western. There is going to be Northern Illinois University Black. And of course, the red team will be there as well. And Corn, which I believe it is just going to be some random things. So hopefully we can get an interview. Otherwise, let's go ahead and handle some housekeeping items. If you want to support UNI Panther Esports, just type !merch. That'll take you to our Guardian Pro line score. That will allow you to view some wonderful gifts that you can go ahead and get for UNI fans in your life. So just go ahead, do !merch, get some merch. Also, do !socials. That will take you to our link tree where we have t-shirts, or excuse me, oh my goodness, I've got two things in my mind. Do socials, and that will get you to our link tree where we have Discord access. Anybody can join, talk with the players, follow us on X, get scores there. Of course, our Marvel Rivals team had a win and in scenario today. They were able to go ahead and beat Hunting College in a 3-1 victory for Marvel Rivals. So looking forward for them to play in the playoffs. Hopefully we can go ahead and get them on stream. But unfortunately, nobody will want to do an interview. So with that, we will go ahead and finish it off for the fall semester. Hopefully see you tomorrow, or I guess not tomorrow, Saturday for the LAN tournament. You and I will go ahead and finish the fall semester 3-4. So for Igneous in production, my name is Hunter. Thank you for joining us late on Wednesday. You and I will go ahead and take the W against the second-seeded RMU Colonials. And like that, we will see you next semester. Go Cats!